Hey, Ben.
You working in Fox today?
No, 4.
Hey, Julio.
Here's Nikki. Hey, you know when that conference starts? Here's Nikki. How right to kiss her.
Hey, you guys! Hey, you guys!
I didn't get over you guys.
So after it's done,
Now I'm going to do 2 things, video and a photo. All right, let's get you kind of out the side here. Okay, now if you want to guys scrunch together. There we go. All right, let's go and get a nice good line of the pose of the cosplayers here. Whiskey. All right, cosplayers, make some noise! Are you guys excited for Star Wars December 18th? I bet Darth Vader can't hear you. Are you guys excited for Star Wars? Wow!
Test,
Look at all
test,
those
mic, test,
flowers.
check.
Pow! Right and kiss her. I think I'm gonna need some math. What's your name? You'll be there sooner. I'm so pumped right now.
Empire is coming to town. We have their star, destiny twice, tracking down rotating the lights. The Empire is coming to town. It's like a
You guys have been so much fun. Thank you for your continued passion all the time. And I can't wait to see you guys. And you know what's coming on. Man, I'm excited for
you have 1,784.
Okay, let's get her set up. Yeah. I need more caffeine.
Okay, so when Dan is running for Dan, if we get everybody chanting Comic-Con, that would be great.
Comic-Con! 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 Comic-Con!
Wow, let me try to move this up a little bit. Can you hear me okay? All right. I wish I had just a little bit of your energy, Nick. You got so much energy. I love it.
Yeah, baby!
Yes. All right. Well, I have to say it's so fun to be back here again doing this. This is something that, Brian and I really love being a part of this great community, being a part of all this creativity, this energy, this excitement, and it's just one of those things that being able to come around to where we're able to announce what's. I'll move a little closer to the mic. Sounds like it's going up a little bit. Let's see if that'll work. Okay. It sounds, it's perfect. It's just. We're both so fortunate to be a part of this, and thank you for what you're doing to make it possible. I wanted to thank the Leonardo for having us here, and letting us do this. They've done it several times before. They're great partners. And I'd like to thank you guys, the fans. And I know it may sound redundant that I've said it before, but I'll continue to say it. You guys are the best in the world. There's nobody better than fans here in Utah. And so thank you so much. And since I'm up here, I wanted to thank my partner, Brian Brandenburg, who is, without his talent as a marketer and just a creative genius in so many ways, it's helped us to have the fun and excitement that we've had with these events. And so I wanted to thank him since I was up here, and maybe you guys throw this to him. So as you know, we've been announcing our Salt Lake Comic-Con fan experience. It's going to be March 24th through the 26th this year. And the thing, nice. And the thing about fan experience is it's really, it's not, it's a little more intimate environment. It's a more exclusive environment, and it's going to be something that we're going to look at doing a lot of unique things for it. And Brian will get a chance to talk a little more about that. So this time, I'm going to turn the time over to Brian to go over some business and some other things to discuss, and then we'll get back around to maybe some guest announcements at some point.
Well, welcome here today, and I also want to thank Dan Farr. We all love what Dan Farr has done for this community. Thanks. We do have the most awesome fans in the world, and as some of you know, we've done amazing things here in Salt Lake City. Right now, we're the #3 Comic-Con in the country. We are the largest convention in the state of Utah, in the entire history of the state of Utah. And we did this little thing in September where we had the largest gathering of comic book characters, beating all those people in China. Okay, so as a lot of you know, we're putting on, the tickets are on sale now. The loyalty launch is officially ended. So those of you that got in early were able to get a bigger discount, and we appreciate your early support. If you order before November 30th, which is traditionally Cyber Monday, you'll get your entire package, including wristbands, t-shirts, lanyards, badges, your collectibles. They'll all be there in time for Christmas, which I think is pretty exciting. So tickets from this point forward are 15% off. And that'll go up sometime before the end of the year based on sales. And we're introducing a new thing, the season of Christmas and the holidays. So you can now go online and purchase a ticket and have it donated directly to a charity or some of the local heroes. Some of the organizations that you can donate a ticket to include Firemen and Friends for Kids, Make-A-Wish, USERA, the VA Hospital, Disabled Veterans, police, firefighters. And for some of those who appreciate the things that happened in your youth, you can even donate a ticket to a teacher, which is pretty exciting. And of course, that the nonprofits is all tax deductible for those of you that care. So next, some of you know that we've been having a conversation with San Diego Comic-Con, and we were down there yesterday meeting with the judge and their attorneys and so on as a scheduled status meeting. It's in the public docket. And so the thing that came out of it, first of all, when we received our trademark from the Patent and Trademark Office for Salt Lake Comic-Con, we felt like that was a nice step forward with our case. And immediately after, San Diego Comic-Con filed an opposition to the trademark and saying you need to rule and make this, take the trademark and invalidate it because they don't deserve it because of legal reasons and our trademarks. And so the Patent Trademark Office got back yesterday about a half an hour before we had our meeting with the judge, and he said, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to let a court of law decide whether there's a trademark dispute or not. And so it was a great victory going into the meeting. Coincidentally, we met with the principals of San Diego Comic-Con and their attorneys and the judge and put together a settlement agreement that, knock on wood, is substantially there. And the devil literally is in the details, so we're hoping that that looks very promising. But once again, we're continuing to operate as Salt Lake Comic-Con. Okay, so we have 2 events a year, and we have a conversation 365 days a year on our Facebook and social media because, our fans are just eating, living, and breathing, a lot of these, anybody watch Jessica Jones on Netflix? This is something that happens all year long, and we try to support it and keep you up to date on the latest news. But our conventions happen twice a year. And we have the Salt Lake Comic-Con, and we have the Salt Lake Comic-Con FanX. We call it Fan Experience. So this year it's happening on Easter weekend, and a lot of the things are the same. You can expect world-class guests like we had at our last event, anywhere from Carrie Fisher to Brandon Routh and so on. So we think that FanX in 2016 on Easter weekend, we're going to have the best, most high caliber guest list ever. And it's because of your support that we're able to do this. I mean, who would have thought Chris Evans would come to Salt Lake City? And then, of course, when people heard that Chris Evans was coming, it's like Sebastian Stan says, I'm in. Anthony Mackie said, I'm in. Haley Atwell said, can I squeeze your chest again? So we really have built a reputation based on the fans participant. And so, it's your support that makes this possible. So expect a rock star lineup, the first 6 that we'll announce today. There will be authors, there will be comic book artists, But FanX goes beyond the comic book realm. So one of the first non-traditional comic book guests that we're bringing is a NASA astronaut, and we'll announce him at a later time. And is there anybody here with appreciation of science without the fiction? So we'll probably have a science nerd or two that you know very, very well. Okay, we're gonna have a smaller vendor floor. It's more exclusive. We're gonna be very picky about the people that comes in. The good news is the demand to have a booth at Comic-Con in Salt Lake increases every time. So there's more people that want to get in, and there's limited spots. So we can really be choosy. And each year, anybody like Funko coming to our show this year? They only do New York and San Diego, and now they're doing Salt Lake. And they had such a good time. They said, how about if we set up a 3-year contract? Okay, so expect lots of geekery. KidCon is going to be better than ever. We're going to really put a lot of emphasis into that and lots of surprises. All right. And we will probably have, as we have before, a special fan experience special event. Okay. So is anybody here waiting for some guest announcements? All right, so if you make a little noise, I'll turn the time over to Dan to announce the guests.
Well, I have to say, this is my favorite part. It's so fun. Brian gets to set the stage and make promises that those of us that are working to book the guests have to live up to. So he sets a pretty high bar. We do have a long ways to go to have a stronger lineup than what we've had in the past. Because for me, I think every lineup we've had has just been fantastic, and they all have come together in a very unique way to create the perfect lineup. And from the standpoint of looking forward, what we're going to get is, we do anticipate another perfect lineup. And once again, that thanks goes to you guys, the fans, the support in Salt Lake that is bringing this high caliber talent that we have. And we'll be announcing with the video here in a second, but I will say, one of the guests in here is somebody I think you'll be excited to have, somebody that we've had lined up before, and unfortunately because they're so popular, had to cancel, and then we actually were planning to bring them back again at another event, and other things took away, but this time it's going to be the charm, and I think when you see who it is, you'll be really excited. So let's go ahead and turn the time over to the video to do its thing.
It's video time.
that for a start?
You know, for me, it's amazing to see who comes together. We have so many guests that want to be in our show. You know, we have to say no more than we say yes to people because we can only handle a certain number of guests. But we do like, I mean, there's some, you know, like Dean Cain coming back again. You know, he's one that he came to our first event and was very popular, and he's wanted to come back again for a long time, and just worked out well to get him back this time. And of course, Superman's a pretty important property, and so we're excited to have him back. And of course, the other ones that we're going to have are fantastic. Brian had something he wanted to add here.
Yeah. So as a final kind of thank you for our partnerships and our ability to really make this happen, we want to give a shout out to the people at GrowTix, because they're the ones that have solved a lot of problems with, you know, when 120,000 people want to come to our event, they get them in all in the door. And in September, everybody got in 10 minutes, which is amazing. And an exciting piece of news is, as some of you know, every time we have a Comic-Con event, whether it's Comic-Con or FanX, we break the Utah Transit Authority record for the most people on public transportation. And this time, in September, we tested with our volunteer team where we turned their RFID badge into a public transit pass, so you could scan your Comic-Con badge and get on, you know, tracks or the front runner or a bus. And now you can go onto GrowTix and drop on a discounted transit thing, and it will show up on your wristband, and you can ride the bus with your Comic-Con wristband.
You know, I wanted to add one more thing here. Last time you remember at Comic-Con, we had the Harley Davidson, the Captain America Harley Davidson. Well, John Ward back here from Rock 10 Garage, you see him, he's the one that designed it. He did the work. He's the painter on it. He spent hundreds of hours working on it. They entered it into a contest. It's actually the largest. It was going to be revealed at the largest automotive show in the world. It's SEMA. Is that the show? SEMA?
Right.
Okay. And well, basically they won it. So they won the contest. It was the motorcycle on display. So I just wanted to do another shout out to that, because that really is, it's quite an amazing accomplishment there. So thanks, John.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's open it to questions.
So, Dan, Nick Bartel, editor-in-chief for Techno Warriors TV here. Now, in Fan Experience 2016, what do you think records we'll most likely see broken at this event?
That's a good one. I think it's going to be the most people taken care of at one time. The people are going to have the best experience ever. How's that? The best.
That's going to be awesome! Pal, right, you kiss her.
Nice.
Yes, back here.
How close are we to #2 Comic-Con in the nation?
Well, you know, it's a moving target, as you know, and New York officially claimed the #1 spot with 150,000 plus. But we know going to San Diego that they account differently than everybody else. And so when they say 130,000, that's 130,000 a day. And the way they transition their tickets, a lot of those are individual users. So our estimates are really, you know, in the 300,000 to 350,000 attendees, which is realistic. So we're a ways from there, and you know, we want to have a bromance at some point with those guys. And New York, we have a good relationship with, and many of the other conventions come to us, and we go there to learn best practices. So it's not about competition. It's nice to be, you know, at #3 position based on the fact that we're the largest per capita. That's something we're really proud of, because, you know, that's just a huge thing about the community and the fans, that we're able to accomplish this, at a worldwide basis.
Thank you.
Real quick, for FanX 2015, you capped the tickets sold. Are we doing the same thing this time?
Yes, we are. We're still coming up with the final floor plan, but it will be significantly less than our September event, so we expect to sell out. We really want to focus this as a boutique. It's not a small event. It's going to be one of the biggest events in the country as far as Comic-Cons go. But we are focused to make this a more intimate and exclusive and really premier experience.
There's been a theme. There was Star Trek, and then there was Doctor Who, and then there was Captain America. Is there going to be a theme for this convention?
A lot of times those things work out organically. They kind of, we don't start off and say, okay, we're going to have a Captain America theme. It's like, depending on who's available. But I would say that quite likely you're going to see a Walking Dead theme. I mean, there are some other guests there, but you also would see some other genres as well that we're going to be able to build out stronger than others. So.
And also, I've seen a few Once Upon a Time things. Would you be looking forward to anything like that, or is that still a secret?
Well, it's still to be worked on, but yes, of course, Once Upon a Time, we've had some Once Upon a Time guests in the past, and there's some that we are looking at going forward. So whether it's going to be in March or in September, we're definitely going to get some more guests from Once Upon a Time. Yeah.
Do you guys have a schedule for releasing more games, or does that just kind of organically happen? Are you looking like every 3, 4 weeks, every 6 weeks?
Well, we like to tease about every day. But we're going to roll them out around the same time kind of schedule as we have before. So, you'll expect to see, and we'll start announcing. We've got some great artists and authors lined up and so on. So we're going to be having regular announcements. We probably will have a little more front-ended as we move to the holiday season, so people can kind of, have some expectations for, purchasing gifts and so on. We have a fantastic lineup, and as far as a theme, it's probably best not to ask when, but to ask who. Any other questions?
Yeah, great. So speak to maybe the need to balance both bringing back fan favorite guests and bringing in new guests who we haven't seen before. Is this a focus?
Yeah. It's interesting when we bring in the guests that we bring in, it's like they become part of the Solid Comic-Con family. And it's hard not to want to have all of them come back every time. I mean, that would be the perfect world. If that could exist, we'd have them all back because they become good friends of the con. And so we do have to, obviously we do want to keep it fresh and new and bring in new people, but it's, there's no set formula to say, okay, for every new guest or every 5 new guests, we can bring in 1 prior guest or whatever. We don't have any formula like that. It just kind of works out differently. But sometimes it also plays into, if we do end up more bringing themes together like Doctor Who, well, there could be some guests that have been here before that may come back.
Well, we have a whole theater that's going to awaken on the 18th.
Yeah.
We certainly are paying attention to that little Star Wars movie, and we do have some offers out on some of the, dream guests that everybody would want, and we're not being a joker about that.
Yeah, there you go.
So, and I also want to say one more thing to Mackenzie, that part of the strategy with bringing back some of the guests is, the real fan favorites. We realize it's like, people come, it's like, oh, bring this person back because I didn't get a chance to see them. I was out on vacation or had to work or, so there are some people that we want to bring back just because there is so much more demand than availability that, they'll be just as popular. And anybody here a fan of Manu Bennett? He seems to get more and more popular every time he comes, and that's an example of, people that we really love to have back.
You guys brought the Hillywood show, or you bring more YouTube people this time?
We definitely like to bring them. We've tried to bring them in when we can, and so we'll work on some more for sure. Yes.
So you guys are gonna try to have it once. Now that 3 days is coming, are you guys gonna try to do vaccines again? Maybe, sort of. Please.
Yeah, let's say it's possible. How's that? Yeah. Good. Thanks for suggesting it. Yeah. Yeah.
Any possibility of bringing in some of the live action Cinderella players, maybe Kenneth Branagh,
Ian McKellen?
Yeah.
Richard Madden, Lily James? I'd love to see any of them.
Well, I'll say this about Lily James. I don't know if anybody saw it on YouTube, but she was almost ready to come in September. So she even did a little shout out, a little video we put out. So clearly Lily James is someone we'd want. Obviously, you go through the whole cast and you got the whole cast of people there that we'd love to have. But Lily James is one that we continue to pursue, just because I have a 7-year-old little girl that won't be happy until I get her here. So.
And if Matt Smith comes back, I think she'd have even more incentive of coming.
Yeah. Yes, John.
Are you going to bring any voice-over actors?
Yes, we're working on voiceover actors again. The way you helped out on the panel too, that was fun. So hopefully we can do another one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, it became a technology issue, and we didn't feel like we could implement it at the level we needed to. And so we've got almost what is equivalent to a gift certificate that you can buy a pass, you can print it out. You can even have, if you order by Cyber Monday, you can have a complete package delivered to your house and then old school deliver it.
You guys usually have a number that you play off of. How many guests can we expect?
We're still refining that number. So it's going to be, if you look at what we had last year at FanX, it's going to be in that ballpark, probably. Yeah. Well.
So what technology companies could we see coming to FanX this year?
We've invited Stark Industries.
Yeah. Or Stephen Mills company, Arrow. McQueen. Yeah, we need to get them there, right? Yeah, McQueen Incorporated. They'd be a good one to get out there. Yeah, Queen Consolidated, right? Queen Consolidated.
Okay. Thank you, Blake.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take 2 more questions.
Can you speak to some of the ways you guys are tackling the challenges of handling such large groups of people, especially with things that boards come to, like photo ops or big ballroom guests?
Tell me the question again.
Can you speak to some of the ways you're tackling those challenges?
Yeah, I would like to address that. We have 2 great groups that are becoming more mature and handling this. Like I said earlier, we were able to get people in within 10 minutes. There were no lines outside and so on. So the GrowTix team has gone to great lengths. They're incorporating more technology into the RFID system. So, we tested out last time the lottery system and the Fast Pass technology, and that has worked really well. We're going to be incorporating some of that with photo ops and so on. But the other thing that is really going to make a difference is our volunteer team. It takes a lot of volunteers to put this organization together, and some of them have a certain level of training, and some of them have more. But the more we move along with that organization, the better trained people are, because they're coming back time and time again. And we really feel like we're going to be able to up our game across the technology front and as far as volunteer training and capabilities, so that it's going to be another big improvement this time.
One more question.
Yes.
See, it's that competing with all the dragons and fantasy cons. One thing I liked about that, they had some nice backgrounds. So the ability to take your pictures with the background, various things of different sorts. Is there any possibility we could get some of that in there? Just with all this wonderful cosplay, we are the world's record holder.
That's right. We do have a plan, especially on KidCon. We introduced an action figure booth that was pretty popular, so we're going to be doing some more of those complex photo opportunities. But we're also talking with the Utah Ballet and Opera, Ballet West, because they have some amazing props and so on, and these type of entities are becoming better and better partners. So I think, to expect an improvement of 50 to 100% on the photo ops, you can expect that. Okay, thanks for attending.
Really appreciate you guys. You guys are the best in the world. Thank you.
Okay, cosplayers, there will be a cosplay. There will be a cosplay photo op at 1 o'clock. We'll all get together and take a picture if that works for you. See you then.
All right, you guys are awesome! And that was awesome.
This one. There you go.
I'm not going to be outside in here.
What's fair? Right, what's fair?
What did you